Okay, there's a TikTok trend going viral with users sharing their best corporate survival skills. And one piece of advice may surprise you. A user shared that you should never go out for drinks or hangs out socially with your work peers. They add, you just go to work and go home. Do we agree?
Wow. Okay, so obviously we're with the party crowd. I'm of two minds of this. I think on the one hand, when you think of it, just like the fact that a lot of people are back at work, we've been apart for so long, I think we've missed a lot of the socializing that comes with work. I think networking, a lot of it happens at these events. It's supposed to be kind of off the clock work, but how do people network? Through socializing. A little social lubricant can sometimes help as well. The issue I have is A, do you know your own limits? If you're drinking after work, is it one and you know I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna have a drink, and then I'm gonna go home after I do a little chit chat? Or are you someone you know, I'm gonna go off the rails and then this could get messy? So, if you're that person, I think know yourself. But I do also think that this is really skewed to be a young person's game. If you are a woman, a mother, if you're a caregiver, you've gotta go home, this is really an exclusionary activity. There's a lot of people who are left out of the social networking where there are opportunities to get FaceTime with a manager, to get, hey, what are you up to, what are you up to, what are you up to? So I think there's a good, I think there's a bad. In general, though, I'll speak for myself personally, I'm moving away from alcohol. And I think that that's been an interesting discussion with alcohol as a social lubricant, because if it's not, like, are you going out for tea? Is that as fun? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. So they're like this, no to the tea. So it's a plus, it's a minus, depends which way you approach it.
Yeah. Well, you're right. Here's the thing, is that in the corporate world, a lot of times we know that whole stereotype. I think we were talking about this earlier, about men who get together and they go for golf games. And a ton of business decisions and opportunities. So those are presumably, there's not a lot of alcohol happening on those spaces. So
they aren't?
Isn't there?
A golf course?
I don't know. I don't golf. Okay, I take back everything I just said. Are they drinking too?
They have a cart that comes around. Their only job is to make sure you're drinking while you're golfing.
Okay, I'll be over here. I'm just gonna what do you think?
You know what? A lot of my closest friends are people I met in the workplace. So this one's kind of tricky for me. I think back when I was in my early 20s, maybe I overdid it a little bit and was like, free booze, I'm just gonna drink all of this, but I know my limits more now. But I think it is a really important thing to be able to go out and socialize. The one thing I will say, though, is back again, when I was in my 20s and in my past life, everything I did was for work, right? Every after-work event, everything I did after work was an event where there'd be drinking. Every single part of my life was work, and it really messed up with my identity as a person. Because I was like, who am I outside of this job? Because everything that I'm doing, the people that I hang out with, it's all work people. So I think you have to be really careful about that. But I don't see a problem with being friends and socializing with people at work. I'm sure you all socialize after work.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right? Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that, especially for us. We socialize a lot outside of work. In fact, we couldn't do this show if we didn't know each other outside of this studio, outside of this building. There are just some jobs that lend themselves better to having people who do the job with you to spend time with. I know people who work in healthcare, and they're just things that only people in healthcare understand. If the people I love who work in healthcare, sometimes they come to me with for a stress coach situation. And I don't understand half the words. I don't understand. What do you mean the maplasia? And I don't know, how does it work, right? Yeah. So I think that hard and fast rules like this are never the answer. And I'm not actually sure hard and fast rules like never socialize with people you work with in the workplace works in the era of social media. People have already made assumptions about you because you're on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever. And so why would you post on Instagram and Facebook or whatever and not go out for a drink with a colleague? That to me is wild.
Hey there, wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.